Now that we know how to graph polynomials, we're going to start using graphs to write equations. Steps to writing these equations. Figure out the roots. Where are they? What kind of roots are they? And we're going to write those as a factor. Then we're going to pick some other point that we know our graph goes through and figure out what A is. When I mean A, I'm looking at this equation. This is the general equation for a polynomial. It could go on for as long as we need it to. Y is equal to A times some factor times some factor times some factor. So in number one, first I'm going to figure out what my factors are and what kinds of factors they are. Am I going through them? Am I bouncing off of them? Is it a squiggle? That sort of thing. So first I see a factor at x equal to -3. So if x equals -3, I want to write it as a factor, so I'm going to move that 3 over. So one of my factors is x plus 3. Then another place where I cross the x-axis is at 1. So I'm going to put x minus 1. So remember, I'm switching that sign like I did with the 3. And I see another one at +3, so I'm going to use -3, x minus 3 is my factor. Then some other point that I have. I notice that I have this point 0, -2. And so I'm going to use that for my x and y. Anywhere I see x, I'm going to put 0. Anywhere I see y, I'm going to put -2. And I'm going to be able to solve for a. So -2 equals a times 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 minus 1 is -1. And 0 minus 3 is -3. I'm going to multiply these together. So we have -3 times -3, which is 9. So I have -2 equals a times 9. And then I can divide by 9. So my value of a is -2 over 9. Now when I'm actually writing the equation, I'm going to keep y as y. I'm going to keep the x's as x's. So then my final answer is y equals my a value times my factors. X plus 3, x minus 1, and x minus 3. Alrighty, I see a solution at -4, so I'm going to start with x plus 4. I see another solution at -1, so that gives me x plus 1. And I see one at +4, so that gives me x minus 4. Those are my factors. Then I see the point 0, 1. 0, 1. So that's what I'm going to plug in for x and y. 1 equals a times 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 minus 4 is -4. So then I have 1 equals 4 times 1 is 4 times -4 is -16a. Dividing by that -16, I get -1 over 16 for my value of a. And we can write our equation. Y equals -1 over 16 times our factors. If you feel like you have a good grasp on this material, you can go ahead and pause it and start working on your assignment. If you're still not quite sure yet, I have a couple more examples for you. We have a factor at x plus 3. We also have one at x minus 1 and another at x minus 2. Notice all of these are going through, so we're still going to keep those exponents as 1. So that's our original form. We have the point 0, 12. So plugging that in, I have 12 equals a times 3 times -1 times -2. 3 times -1 is -3, times -2 is +6. So 12 equals 6a. Dividing by 6, our value of a is 2. So our equation is y equals 2 times our factors. X plus 3, x minus 1, and x minus 2. Now if you stayed this long, you get a little treat. We have bouncing happening. We're not just going through here. So this one's a little bit different. I see the point 218, so my y value is going to be 18, equal to a times, my x value is 2. One of my factors is at -1, so I'm going to put 2 plus 1. Now since it's bouncing, it has to have a degree of 2. All the ones that we've been doing before, we're just going through it, so we had a degree of 1. This one's bouncing off of -1, so it has a degree of 2. Then we have another one through 1, so I'm going to do 2 minus 1, and through 3, so I have 2 minus 3. So that comes out to be a times 2 plus 1 is 3, squared is 9, 2 minus 1 is 1, and 2 minus 3 is -1, which means 18 equals -9a. Dividing by -9, we get -2 for our value of a. So our equation is y equals -2 times x plus 1 squared times x minus 1 times x minus 3. It doesn't matter which order you put your factors in. You could have gone from right to left, but I just go from left to right.